Let's start with the Hillary Clinton tweet, because this made me laugh.
Because she is our favorite person. Okay. Hillary Clinton tweet.
Okay, so apparently there's this big dust up because somebody wrote an op-ed in the Washington Post saying that Joe Biden's wife, maybe should consider dropping the doctor title because she has she's a doctor of education, and who cares? That's one person's opinion. And he was also saying, because the prestige of having a PhD is not what it used to be, which is a fair point.
Yeah.
It's true. But who cares? She's earned it. I don't even understand why this is a thing. But of course, let no what is it? Let no crisis go to waste. Well, also let no op-ed that you don't like go to waste.
Let no chance to be offended go to waste.
Yes, let no chance to be offended. So all the righteous indignation machines cranked up and did a bunch of articles saying this is sexist and they would never say this to a man with a PhD. And then Hillary Clinton's tweet was my favorite. Her name is Dr. Jill Biden. Get used to it. What? Who cares?
I'm so not used to it.
And it made me think. Go ahead.
I'm just. Well, I wouldn't have published the op-ed. I thought it was in the Wall Street Journal, but I wouldn't have published it anyway. Like, I don't think it's I don't care. But I agree with you. Once it's published, like, I don't. It is a doctorate in education, so I don't know. And it was recent, which was the point of the article. The point of the opinion piece was like, these used to matter. Now they're easy to get. She got it at a later time when it was easy to get. It doesn't, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and the people in the chat are saying, like, Spock's mom is saying she's a PhD, not an MD, and people are saying if she can't write me a prescription, she ain't a doctor. Yeah, I agree. I think the whole thing is silly. We all know PhDs are different than medical doctors, and I think the guy writing the op-ed made a fair point. But who cares? Keep using your title if you want to, and don't if you don't want to. And we all know doctors who let's just say I don't give someone respect because of the title, whether it's a PhD or not.
Right.
I know a social justice warrior who got her PhD in food dance. She's a doctor of dancing about food.
Dancing?
Yes.
Like for Veggie Tales?
I don't know. She wrote a bunch of gobbledygook about oppression and food oppression and dancing and
you're pulling my leg now. You don't know anyone with a doctorate in food dance. Come on.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna pull up her exact
Carrie.
paper. I'm gonna pull up her paper, and I know it sounds like something James Lindsay and Helen Pluckers would do.
Yes.
It's true. By the end of this show, I'm going to have the exact title of her paper and you guys can look at it. She's a doctor of food dance.
Oh my God.
So all I'm saying is who really cares? But Hillary Clinton's tweet, her name is Dr. Jill Biden. Get used to it. Can you play this quick YouTube clip that I sent you?
Oh, you want the YouTube clip now. All right.
Yeah. It made me think of this immediately. Maybe because it's Christmas.
All right. Hold on.
I'm going to get the food dance doctor while you're doing that.
Okay, here we go.
Life is pain. Get used to it.
There you go.
That's a clip from The Long Kiss Goodnight.
I was going to say, I recognize that movie, but let's get down to business. I was like, where's that from? I couldn't remember.
It's from, it's Gina Davis and Samuel Jackson, and it's a really great Christmas movie. It's not really. It's a Christmas movie the way Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Right. No, those are the best kind of Christmas movies.
Yeah. Yeah. Life is pain. Get used to it. Her name is Dr. Jill Biden. Get used to it. But then this is the last thing. The other tweet I sent you. This just made me laugh.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of this kind of stuff going around now too.
So I just shared this on my wall and said, "Okay, look, they're both doctors. All right, like, can we just
Dr. Thunder, Dr. Pepper."
I mean, they're both doctors. One's Dr. Pepper, one's Dr. Thunder. Who cares? Let's move on.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously I don't really care about it too much either. Although I will say, I do, it is funny how people get so pissed off. And by the way, I do know, so like in the olden days, God, I sound old. Growing up, people that had PhDs in a science did go by doctor. Now they don't really very much. But like, I remember my dad has a PhD in neurochemistry, and like people called him doctor. And that wasn't like, he wasn't like pushing it. Like, that's just be like, there weren't a lot of PhDs in science. But you know, I'm old. Now everyone and their mother, I guess if you can get a PhD in vegetable dance, food dance, whatever, then
okay, here's the title.
Okay, go ahead.
Of this food doctor's, and I'm not going to say her name, but I guess by giving the title you can find it.
You can, if you Google, you can find her name.
Okay. Her dissertation project, and this is how she got her doctorate in food dance, is audience engagement in San Francisco's contemporary dance scene, forging connections through food. I'm not kidding. I told you I wasn't kidding.
I mean, I don't even.
Okay, here we go.
What world are we in?
My teaching emphasizes exploring chosen topics via movement, writing, and dialogue. Students are asked to move and think through the ways that dance relates to topics like labor, power, civic action, racism, nationalism, and more. To see choreography and performance at play in the acts of daily living. I think she might be teaching now. Yeah.
Well, of course.
Teaching.
I mean, I'm sure that's a vital career for future students need to learn about this. I mean, if only the youth of America could be educated by people like that, I'm sure we would maintain our status as a world superpower, you know, in perpetuity. This is what we need. Yeah.
It's a doctor. I don't know why. I just think the faux outrage from people like Hillary is just silly. It's basically just being opportunistic and seeing like it's opportunistic. I'm seeing an opportunity for outrage. I'm gonna take it and add my little 2 cents of nothingness, and who cares? Get used to it.
You know what struck me? I'm wondering about this. Like, people talk about the fall of empires, like the fall of Rome, and you know, whatever. I wonder if anyone actually imagines how funny they can be during the fall. Like, this, it's kind of a hilarious. It's kind of a hilarious thing. The fall of an empire is kind of like wrought with hilarity, which is like tragically funny, but it's funny.
We'll be laughing as the Titanic sinks.
Yeah, because it's like it's not like an empire doesn't fall like the Titanic, where it's like, oops, we hit an iceberg and we're trying and we die. It's like the Three Stooges take over and there's like craziness on the boat until it just like falls apart. Like that's how it falls apart. And it's kind of ridiculous. All right. Anything you want to talk about in particular? I got a few things.
Doctor Who. Dr. Evil, Dr.
Mario,
Dr. Mario, and Dr. Scholes.